Okie dokies, ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed back and in full force, as we do have Mr. M.Lalush going to be spawning down here as the blue Zergy in the southern position. And up to the north we do have d.SjoW, aka the blind Terran, going to be spawning here. I can't say that with a serious face. Spawning here as the red Terran. He's not really that blind anymore though, to be perfectly honest. He kind of does scout, which is something good to have in an RTS. So Mr. Show indeed will be spawning up to the north here. Going to be dropping an economical supply depot. No wall-off going to be going down, and that's something that you don't normally see in this matchup. So hopefully Mr. Lalush is going to be going for an early pull. Oh no, he's not going for an early pull, as that would have been quite funny. How many times, ladies and gents, have you ever seen an early pull kill a Terran? I have once, and it was the weirdest thing I have ever seen. So, unfortunately, for now, Show not going to be walling in at the start. And, oh, actually, he pretty much is. This would keep him very, very nicely warded against that. Mr. Lalush scouting close by air, not going to see his opponent just yet, so he does know exactly where his opponent has spawned, because it's either cross or close by air on MLG Metalopolis. And it looks like we do have that hatchery first, going to be going down here for Mr. Lalush. So, for now, what do we have going on? Refinery going to be going down for Mr. Show. And Barracks are going to be kicking things in. So, Mr. Show right now going for a very, very conservative build, as is Lalush. Again, may end up seeing Reaper, or probably more to the point, kind of reactor aliens. That is something that we always will end up seeing. Wow. Yep, okay, so that looks like it's going to be a Reaper for now from Mr. Show. Spawn pool going down, and Lalush is going to have a little bit of an annoying time dealing with this initial Reaper. He's going to have to try and keep it on the creep, trying to poke at it with those Zerglings. Hopefully, basically what he's relying on until he actually gets like speed or 2 queens out, or something like that. Even 2 queens can be quite annoying, annoyed by a Reaper, is speed. Well, he's just going to be waiting around for that, and he's either going to have to, you know, wait for his opponent to make a misstep with his micro, or just lose things. So we'd have a bunker going down, and actually, oh, if he just built that slightly out of range, he would have been in an amazing position there. That initial Reaper will be heading over in just a second. Bunker will not go down though. He could have actually built that just a little bit over here, and that wouldn't have been spotted for ages, as that drone would have actually walked up there. But again, Captain Hindsight, we know what's going on. Eyes in the skies. But for Lalush, it's not as easy. Zergling's on the way, we'll be able to deal with that. So no bunker pressure going to be going down here for Mr. Thingamajig. Okay. Oh, actually another bunker going down. What on earth? He really wants this bunker. So I can understand what he's doing though. He's obviously constantly forcing his opponent to keep making Zerglings, keep in a defensive mind, and making sure he's not going to be droning up as ridiculously as he does want to. So Queen's going to go back for now and going to do their thing. Needs to connect these bases with that creep as well. Nice placement of this Roach Warren as well, as we do already have Command Center going down there, and Command Center in the main as well. This is something that we see so often from Terrans nowadays. Second barracks to complement that little bit of a wall in. So Zergling's going to have a little bit of poke in the front. We don't really have too much out right now. These Reapers going to come home and deal with those Zerglings quite easily probably. Needs to raise the supply depot, but does not for now. But the Zerglings do die, most importantly, before he actually sees this command center going down. And that is something very, very useful indeed. So, for now, Lalush is going to stabilize. He has the one gas geyser going for now. We'll want to tech up ever so slightly, as he does already have speed on the way. And Roaches are on the way as well, so they're going to be able to fend off these Reapers very, very nicely. So, we'll come out here. And actually, that Queen is going to be able to get 1 or 2 hits off there. Only 1 hit does get back with that for now. And Show doesn't want to sacrifice these units. They can always still be rather useful. Nice hop up into the main, but that Roach will be able to intercept for now. Stim is on the way, as well as a few more bio units. And actually, he's going, well, I mean, he was going for a lot of bio. Going to be taking up a little bit now. But with this third command center, his macro is going to be able to explode. And again, this is something that we see tons and tons of Terrans do right now, because it's so difficult for Zerg to actually put on any aggression at the front here. I'm actually surprised that Show hasn't thrown down 1 or even 2 bunkers in order to be able to deal with this, because these Reapers are rapidly on their way, and this bunker is ever so slightly late. These roaches could actually be quite annoying indeed. Doesn't have Glider Constitution with those, but that's because he doesn't actually have a layer, of course. So now, does indeed get that SCV. That Lone Marauder will be able to be the difference maker, though, here in this, and he will shoo them away for now. Marauders can be pretty darn good in this given situation. So we do have Starport going down for Show in the back of his base. I like what he's doing with these roaches, but at the same time I sort of don't. If his units actually swung around here and were to intercept those, then those roaches now in the position that they're in are cannon fodder. He knows this though. He knows that they're pretty much going to be sacrificed, so he's just trying to get as many SCV kills as he possibly can do, and he did get 1 or 2, which is okay. He's going to be expanding behind this, going for a 3rd. We do have 2 Evolution Chambers going down as well for M.Lalush. So he is going to be going relatively upgrade heavy. And I'm actually surprised that he hasn't actually gone for a layer just yet. That is something that you normally do see at this stage of the game, even a little bit earlier. So Lalush is going to be sticking around on these 2 bases. Indeed, grabbing that 3rd. Going to be getting a few more gases down here. Okay, this is interesting. Oh, no, okay, he does have the gas going down in his main as well. So if he actually sticks on these 3 gas, I can see him maybe going for some kind of roach infestor kind of composition. I mean, it's not the most... Nah, okay, so he is going for another extractor here. So it looks like we're going to be going into a standard composition for Lalush. Probably going to be going for Ling, Baneling, Muta. We do have another hatchery going to be going down. But at the same time, Show is going to be pushing out across the map, and we're seeing Marauders being worked into Terran compositions a hell of a lot more now against Zerg, and it can be very, very deadly indeed. It's great for soaking up Banelings, it's great for being able to deal with any kind of roaches that are lingering from that kind of early game, transitioning into that mid. So, very, very useful indeed. Right now, Melee and Carapace is going to be going down for the Zerg, and he's already scouted this out with that initial Ling, so I'm not so sure these Lings want to keep running away. Where are they going? A little bit of lag there, I do apologise for that. So for now, Lalush knows exactly where his opponent is. Lings do spot that once again. These 2 medevacs are going to complement this so very nicely. And actually, it's going to be relatively hard for Lalush to be able to deal with. But at the same time, a huge Ling counterattack going to be coming in here. I'm surprised he hasn't built much more of a Sim City up. Not only that, but he doesn't have that many units to be able to stop this either. Going to be able to kill off a lot of workers. Marines in the back trying to tank as much as they can do. Whole position here by some of these SCVs, but at the same time, it's actually engaging with those. 17 workers killed right now, but at the same time, we do have Mr. Show going to be able to take out this 3rd. So both players going blow for blow in essence. As right now the economy looks relatively crippled for Show. He will be able to get back to mining at this natural, but this force just in general is able to do so much damage. Baneling's actually morphing in. Is he going to be able to get them out in time? I'm not so sure he will be able to. He doesn't have centrifugal hooks either, and right now a lack of creep going into that 3rd is not the best situation to be in. So he will need to fall back. There's not too many Zerglings to be able to surround. Nice pickup by Show, and he will be able to get away for now. So, Mr. Show doing a lot of damage, but his opponent did a relatively good amount of damage as well. Right now, 36 SCVs to the 49 drones of M.Lalush. Trying to re-establish this 3rd, and Baneling's going to sit around here because he does know that his opponent picked up and headed off in that direction. So for now, what do we have going on for Show? He's going to be getting another command center behind this, so going up to 4 command centers. A ton more barracks going to be raining down here, and he's actually just going to go exclusively bio. And again, this is something that we're seeing a lot of, just sprinkling of tanks. Those Marauders, I mean, they've been underused and underrated in this matchup for a long, long, long time, and now Terrans are really, really starting to utilize them. Zergling's trying to threaten to run in again, but at the same time, that lone siege tank is able to deny those. Show trying to re-establish himself. An expansion drop going to be going down, as well as a poke at the 3rd. This could be devastating. He is running back with all his Lings, trying to deal with this as best he can. 2-2 on the way, as well as an infestation pit, as we were predicting before. But he does connect with a few of those Banelings. On some of them with Marines there, and a few Zerglings left over to try and clean it up. I think he will be able to clean it up with those reinforcing Zerglings, so he will be forced to retreat. And at the same time, a great surround. He will be forced to pick up. Lalush is really on top of his multitasking here. very, very nicely done in terms of denying this harassment. Oh, but this is a great place for Show to be dropping. Those Zerglings are going to be funneled into a very, very small choke point here. These Marines are going to be so much more cost effective than they normally would have been had they been dropped anywhere else and had these buildings been placed in a different position. So we do have pathogen glands on the way. M.Lalush going to be going for a 4th. We do have that 3rd already established for Show. We're going to be morphing that into a planetary fortress, making it literally invincible. As we do have a few more gas guys that's going to be going down here for M.Lalush. So what do we have going on? Scampy, calm down. Jesus Christ. Puppies are the bane of my existence. Just like starts barking at everything. Okay, so a few more barracks are going to be going down. Looks like he will be able to drop once again at this 4th. May even force a cancel, but those Lings probably will be able to get over there in time in order to be able to deny. And right now he is going up to quite a nice composition, but we're 15 minutes into the game, and neither player has actually gone above the 150 mark in terms of supply. Very, very slow macro game here, but at the same time, Mr. Show has been able to do a lot in terms of harassment, and very, very wisely as well. He didn't... With that multi-pronged harass that he was putting on just before, it wasn't as effective as he would have liked it to have been. But from that, he was able to get really nice trades with the positioning of those evolution chambers at the natural, which was very, very nicely done as well. Show going to be able to stim in, killing off quite a few overlords. Nice fungal growth will be able to clinch a lot of those units in position. There are a few medevacs, but that is a swarm of units here as those Zerglings trying to get a good position on these tanks. These tanks at the low ground were in a fantastic position. Those Zerglings had to take such a detour. Nice fungal growth and Baneling connection. And we do see M.Lalush will be able to clean this up for now. Show, meanwhile, though, putting on a lot of pressure at this natural. Will have to run away. Nice fungal growth. And the combination of those infested Terrans will be able to clean that up. And look at this, Lalush is actually going to be going for a 4th here over to the left-hand side, which a base which realistically would have been Show's base. And it's actually interesting that Show is actually not claiming these gas geysers, but as of late, it's been something that's been very, very common as well. Terrans have not been able to use their gas as proficiently in the mid to late game than they have been in the past. So when we've seen like Terrans go up to like 2k gas whilst having no minerals whatsoever. So it looks like Show is trying to put on a little bit of drop credit. He will be able to spot this expansion there and he'll be like, you cheeky git, that's my expansion. So he does spot it, but he's probably going to go past it for now to his main. M.Lalush is well aware of this, and we do have another base going to be going down for Lalush here. He is getting Burrow as well as centrifugal hooks that is already finished, so he may end up getting very, very aggressive with his investors. That could be quite useful indeed. Oh, what a fantastic play! Actually, that was amazing. Show tricked his opponent into thinking he was going to drop in the main, but dropped just outside of this hatchery. We'll be able to kill off a lot of these Lings and deny this hatchery from actually being complete, well, fully complete in terms of mining. So now, nice fungal growth over here at the potential 5th of Lalush. He will be able to clean this entirely up thanks to those Zerglings and fungal growths. Nice play there by M.Lalush, but at the same time he did get his hidden expansion cleaned up. That was a sick, sick drop by Show. It was so simple, but so clever at the same time. So Show for now will be loading up once again. And oh, he still has this drop threatening at his opponent's main. And these infestors, though, they might have something to say about that relatively quickly, as once they are fungled, they can be quite easily chain fungled out of range of those infestors. Nice pickup by Show, but at the same time, he does manage to get that fungal off. He'd be wise actually dropping these units, but for now, he's just going to let them all die. So we do have a few Marines down to the back here, trying to put on a little bit of aggression once again. And Lalush will be able to clean that up for now. He's trying to establish his own 4th. Show is so far down in terms of supply. 3-3 on the way, as well as Adrenal Glands, because we do have that high finished up here for Lalush. So I think that Lalush is in an amazing situation. He's so far ahead. Normally you will see Terrans and Zergs max out at pretty much exactly the same time if the game is very even. But Lalush has been able to shut down his opponent relatively easily. To the point where he's actually been able to save quite a lot of his workers. He's only lost 12 workers during the entirety of this game. He's going up to Ultralisk Cavern. I don't like that transition too much. Ultralisk Cavern is I do like the Broodlords, but if you are anticipating your opponent is going to be going for a more Ghost-centric composition in the later stages of the game, it can be good to go for those Ultralisks, because they do have a very nice tank. Also, he's going to have 3-3 on those Ultralisks as well, and oh my god, there's so much going on. Looks like a drop here, trying to deny that expansion. Will be able to, but at the same time, a huge run-in. Going to be able to fungal grow so many of those SCVs, killing off at least 15. Going to be able to take out that Planetary Fortress as well. Very, very nicely done indeed. We do have another expansion up to this position, but at the same time, Show is going to be able to barrage this potential, well, this pretty much fourth here of Lelouch. Show playing very, very nicely right now, not overextending at all. And we do have another drop at the back here being cleaned up by Lelouch. So there's just everything going on all over the place. Right now, Show even has ghosts worked into this composition, and that is a very, very scary army for Lelouch actually coming up. He has a few of these infestors burrowed as well. Will be able to drop a few infested Terrans on those tanks, cleaning those up very nicely. But right now, despite landing the fungal growths off on this Bioforce and killing it all off, Show was actually able to target down a lot of those infestors that were moving down the low ground. So that was slightly sloppy by Lelouch, and Show was able to trade pretty nicely, considering that he was pretty much trapped there. So for now, Show going to fall back to his expansions. He's trying to get a fourth, but Lelouch constantly keeps denying. He's going to be getting chitinous plating as well. 5 Ultralisks are on the way. These Zerglings going to be morphing into Banelings, and is he going to be able to break this? I think that Show might be in a bit of a bad spot here. This is going to be a very, very scary army indeed. That once those Ultralisks do rendezvous, that is going to be absolutely brutal. That chitinous plating going to be finishing up very soon as well. These Zerglings in themselves are very, very strong. If they can actually connect with these one Bioforce, oh god, what has happened to his upgrades? He's only getting +2/2 right now. And those Ultralisks are on the way. Few Zerglings do spot out this expansion, which is being turned into a Planetary Fortress. And Lush is poising, but he's not pushing in just yet. He's just sending a few Lings up to the north here. That Planetary Fortress will be able to deal with those Lings, because Planetary Fortresses are pretty darn good. And looks like we may end up having the engagement. Nice fungal growth will be able to step. Oh, the amazing fungal growth down to the south there. Banelings connecting with a lot of that Bioforce. And once again, Chain Fungals will be able to deny a lot of that Bio from actually doing much damage to that. The nice scan will be able to kill off the remainder of those infestors. Very, very nice indeed, as that is a lot of gas tied up in those infestors. At the same time, we do have a drop down here, but it will be cleaned up by these Ultralisks. So for now, Show, I mean, he's down. He's really, really down on, to be perfectly honest with you. Lush has an even economy and is almost 100 supply ahead, which is not a situation that you can be in as a Terran. It really, really is not, especially when your opponent has these super upgraded Ultralisks in comparison to your Marines. These Marines right now only have +2 too, so they are not going to be doing too much damage to these Ultralisks at all. It's really going to come down to how many Ghosts he has. He only has 4 out right now, and 4 Marauders. These Ultralisks are just going to go for a victory march and shred this Planetary Fortress to absolute dust. Even the Mules coming off to try and repair, but it's not going to be enough. Planetary Fortress very, very good against Zerglings, but not very good against those Ultralisks. And at the same time, dropping a few infested Terrans down to the north here. Missile turrets will be able to get rid of those infestors, and he will be able to clean up those infested Terrans. So, another drop actually going down here for Show. He's no nice fungal growth though. Will be able to connect with a ton of that Bio. These Ghosts just gonna kill a few Overlords for now, I guess. And we do have the Zerglings going to be running back. This is the great advantage of being Zerg in this situation. We'll be able to kill off a huge amount of this drop without actually losing a whole lot at all. So right now we have 37 workers killed to the 23 of Show. Going to retreat back for now with those medevacs. And we do have Mr. Lelouch going to be trying to establish a 5th base in the middle here. Oh, a 6th base actually in the middle here. And actually, this has been one of the best ZVTs that I have seen in a long time. Despite supply disparities, Show has been constantly on with the aggression, as has Lelouch. Such a back and forth game. Both players really keeping on top of things going on. But Lelouch has been able to slowly eke his way forward with every single little bit of harassment he's been able to do, whilst shutting down everything that Show's been able to do, thanks to the great, great mobility of our Zerg player in this situation. So for now, bringing a lot of SCVs with this. He knows he's in a bad situation. He needs to make something happen. But that is a very, very scary composition for Lelouch right now. Nice fungal will be able to take out that Bio that did stim forward ever so slightly. A few snipes do rain down, killing off one of those Ultralisks. And will be... Ooh, gets away with his life. He has a few infested Terrans left in him. And tries to EMP a few of these infestors. So for now he will fall back. Spreading creep, just trying to deny his opponent's gold. But he realizes that that might be a little bit of a losing battle, as those Marauders are in quite a high number there. And those Ultralisks do dissolve rather quickly to those Marauders. So for now, Infestor's going to be able to poise for a little bit. Oh, actually, he could land some great fungals here if he decides to. We're going to go for some Infested Terrans, landing them on the siege tanks as quickly as possibly can do. And he's actually just going to push in here from all sides. Zergling's coming in from the right, coming in from the south with those Ultralisks. Infested Terrans rain down from the heavens, and those Ultralisks are going to be able to mince up this Bioforce. GG, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, I need to catch my breath. As zjoW has been bested by Millennium's Lalush. We will be back in just a second. Oh my god.